welcome to another episode review of Doki Doki Precure on Metanorn. I think like last time we have Kara join in on some tech stuff, and I'll do most of the, I guess, recap and thoughts and stuff of the episode. And this episode, of course, is about Rika becoming Cure Diamond, but it's always fun learning how the girls do these, what pushes them to become Precure and stuff like that. Nothing as dramatic as Madoka or any other show, but it's still fun watching how it happens in Precure. And this episode opens with Rika. She's trying to, I guess, use science to figure out how the magical girl's transformation, how it works. So she's examining the little, they call them like lovelies, so the little jewel that allows them to transform. So she's kind of like looking at it under a microscope, trying to analyze what this thing is. And in the meantime, we have the fairies kind of floating around the room, playing with the test tubes, which is kind of funny for me. Yeah, it's like they are not even, don't really care what's going on. They're having more fun with the test tubes and stuff. And to make matters even, I guess not worse, but make it funnier, to add to that is that these fairies have no idea how it works either. They're just like, we don't know. We have no idea how any of this works. So I guess the girls are kind of on their own to discover how the power works. But I have a pretty good idea how it works for another character that gets mentioned later on in the episode. And with more Rika, because it's more about her, we learn more about her family life. I guess her mom's like a doctor. She works, I guess, overseas, helping people when they need it at. So, and her father, I took it as he's an archaeologist, so he's always sending artifacts back from his adventures, whatever you want to call them. And they show Rika even putting like the package he gets, open the box, and it's like a bunch of stuff from Machu Picchu. She's kind of like confused about it, but I guess they show a room full of all the stuff he sent her. So with that, I guess you discover that she lives by herself. It's kind of weird I'm not weird in an anime sense. It's not weird because we're kind of used to that scenario. Every high school story or school story is always like that. The mom and dad are mysteriously missing. So the kids get into all kinds of trouble. But since she lives not really next door, but kind of like near Mana, because that's how they became friends. We did see a little flashback of them as children, how they first met. So, and Mana's kind of this happy person, happy character, while Rika, on the other hand, she's shy and stuff like that. And we mentioned that again when one of the fairies, the blue one, basically up front asked Rika, "Hey, you want to be a Precure?" Like just. He's like, "You'd be perfect. You're strong and smart." But Rika, on the other hand, is like, "No, I'm not. I'm not athletic. I don't know how to fight. I'm shy, and I'm only around to help Mana do things. I don't think I'm that strong enough to become one." Which this has happened before in like Heartcatch. They did the same thing where a character named Itsuki is kind of running around, and the fairy is actually looking for her partner. So those two eventually together. But yeah, it's like, it's cool how that happens sometimes, I guess, in these shows. And with that, we jump to she kind of runs off, and that's when she gets the package from her dad and all that stuff. And she, I guess, mentions the person that gave Mana her little lovely jewel thing. She's kind of like gonna look for him tomorrow, or all that kind of things. And the next day comes, and I guess I should mention the fact that Mana and Rika have been together for like a long time, so they're always constantly hanging out, helping each other. But with that, we can jump to like the bad guys. We get a quick shot of all three of them, which we didn't really meet the glasses guy much, but this time he does say a few lines. And they're apparently just bowling, having drinks, just having fun, I guess. Well, I call it having fun, but I know that's kind of like maybe their war room where they kind of sit there and plan their missions or whatever. And Ira kind of reveals that there's another Precure, there's two, and the main, I'm not sure if he's the main boss, but I take it as him being the main boss. The older guy, kind of just, he's not reported about it right now. And with those villain characters, we gotta mention the Monster of the Week, which was a funny one. They used the mailbox and transformed it into like this giant goat-looking monster. It's kind of random. I thought they're going for like a theme, like animals, but they're not, because obviously the second episode had that robot-looking monster. So we can't really count that as an animal right now. And with the goat, since it's paper in the mailbox, he's eating the letters. And Mana arrives, just kind of like, oh no, not the mail type thing. That's people send their feelings in the letters, little things like that. It is true, I guess, when you write something, it's more. I guess it means more to some people. But messed that up, whatever. But there was supposed to be the blonde guy I mentioned before that. After that, he's kind of meet him, and he mysteriously lives next to Mana now. The guy from the episode 1, he wears that kind of weird looking hat. I refer to him as Yuraharu's brother because both have similar hats, and they both kind of deal out certain things to certain characters in their series. And in this series, I don't know his name, but I just call him Mysterious Blonde Guy. And he's, at first, Rika doesn't really trust him too much. He's kind of shy, not shy, but kind of like wary of him. You know, like I said, magically moved next to where Mana lives, and Rika, like, down the corner is like, Rika doesn't think it's right for him, and he just kind of, grabs her, and he's like, here, he gives her one of those jewels. Like, I was kind of like, okay, this guy just randomly grabs his kid and gives her some jewelry. It's like, right. I'm still wondering who he is. I know he's not a bad guy, because obviously he's given Precure power. Like, why would a villain give girls power that can defeat them? So he's obviously a good guy. And he's got bright color hair. For all we know, he could be a fairy. He could be... That's what I think he might be. And back to the monster. Like I said, there's a goat starts eating the letters. Mana's trying to save the letters. But at the same time, she's getting kind of beat. So it ends up to Rika, I guess, to finally push her fears aside of not being able to do anything. And she jumps up and becomes Cure Diamond. And that was kind of funny when they transform. They flash the symbol that they, with their hands, that they represent like diamond. And like, you got heart, Cure Heart, obviously, it was the easy one. So I'm like, how's Cure Sword gonna do hers? I mean, is she just gonna pull a sword out or something? Or, I don't know, make a gesture of a sword? It's gonna be kind of weird. And, well, with Rika becoming Cure Diamond, she saves the day with Cure Heart, and they both kind of did like a tag team type thing. It's like Rika distracted it, and then Heart saved the day, whatever. And after that, the girls are kind of like happy that they're friends and they could be Precure partners and things like that. And like the limo drives up from the first episode, and it's Alice, the third Precure, I guess. Well, I guess she'd be the fourth, but still, she's kind of standing there like smiling at them. And early in the episode, forgot that they had the third fairy, which the teacher walked in on when they were doing the science experiment, and they had to hide the fairies. They left the little yellow fairy behind. So I'm assuming that obviously Alice gets paired up, because if you notice, the fairy colors match the girls. So Alice will obviously pair up with the fairy called, I guess they call him Lance. I guess they'll be paired up. Next episode, you get to see Alice become Cure Rosetta, not Cure Clover. That's why I kept thinking, I know it's not that. So, because in the preview they show her do the little clover sign with her fingers. I was like, because I was thinking Diamond's kind of easy, Heart's kind of easy. It's like Sword and Rosette are. I'm kind of weird on them. Like, how are they gonna use their finger? I guess it's weird. I don't know. It's just a small thing. And with that was pretty much the episode. Nothing too exciting. It was nice seeing Rika's family life revealed. But like I said before, the whole no parents thing is kind of similar to all animes we've seen before. And even though with most magical girl series like Precure, the parents are usually around. I know Madoka Magica had the parents around. Things like that. So I mean, that's a minor thing anymore. So that's been my short little review of episode 3. I hope you guys are still watching it. If not, it's fine. It's a long series. I'll try to keep these videos going as long as I can. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway.